Hello, I'm Maria from Rich and Simple Living. If you're new here, this is your first time seeing any of my vlogs. I cover homeschooling, homesteading, home life, bit of all sorts really. But today I thought what I'd talk about is homeschooling. I've not spoken about it for a while. Not that there's a great deal happening at the moment because Sian has a timetable and she seems to stick to it and it's just all ticking along nicely. A lot of the Key Stage 3 books have finished now and she's transferred over to doing the other things we said we were going to do, which you can catch in earlier episodes, if that's the word to call it. But yeah, I thought today what I'd do is just have a quick chat really about a timetable and the flexibility of it, because I'm trying to alter it again at the moment. Now, Sian doesn't stick rigidly to the timetable. It's like a rough idea what we're doing each day for constructive work, and then she spends a lot of time doing self-led things that she picks herself. Obviously, self-led, picks it herself. So yeah, she goes off and does all that in the afternoon, and to be honest with you, I find she seems to get more from that than what she does with her constructive work. I just think, I don't know, we pick subjects that she likes, but then she seems to change her mind about what she likes, or her interests change. And so of course this is then seen in her self-led work, and she seems to learn a lot more things from that, and she retains her information better because she's interested in it. But I'm working actually on my timetable. If you see me looking down, it's because I've got it next to me. I've been working on it for 2 weeks, because what we want to do, I mean, I don't know if any of you saw the vlog I did a while back now, where I was going through what we were doing each day with timetable wise, and we were talking about heading for a free day Friday. So we were going to free up a Friday, but since then I've been thinking, oh well, maybe not Friday, but perhaps a Wednesdays, because we tend to do our shopping on a Wednesdays. It's a quieter day of the week and we can get done quicker. So we tend to do our shopping on a Wednesdays. And really, she does her schoolwork in the morning, then we go shopping. But I'm thinking better really if we could go shopping earlier. And so I was thinking about this timetable and, well, how are we going to work it? And summer's coming, of course, longer days and wanting to go out and about and do more stuff. So I've been thinking about it. Now, like I said, all of the Key Stage 3 books except for one have finished. If you've not seen what she's been doing, if you are new here, if you have a look further back, you'll see what book she's been doing, what we have been doing. We've loosely followed curriculum, but not exactly. What I will do actually, I haven't got it done at the moment, but I'll try and put everything into categories so you can see which is what. So all the homeschooling things can go under one, so you can find things easier for what I'm talking about. I'll try and do that at some point this week. I'll see if I can get that done, or get Sian to do it, because I'm not very technical. She knows what she's doing. But yeah, if you do have a look back, it might be best to wait until I've got my categories, or you might be looking back a lot. But yeah, you'll see what we have been doing and what Key Stage 3 books we've been doing. Like I say, loosely following the curriculum. That was just in case Sian wanted to go back into school. It's what she'd been used to doing at school, and if she wanted to go back to school. So we just followed it loosely. And as time's gone by, we've changed things and adapted things, and it goes more to what she likes. But like I say, the ones we've been doing, we've finished, except for science. I think there's 4 more weeks left of the science one to do. She doesn't like science. She absolutely hates it. But we decided we'd finish the book. She doesn't make any sense of it. It's not her thing. And she doesn't want to do science. She doesn't want to do it at all. So I said, right, when those 4 weeks done, the book's finished, we'll scrap science. We won't do it in the way that she has been doing it, you know. We'll scrap that for now. So that's what we're going to do. So I've been looking and writing, and I don't know what's going where, and it gets a bit school-like sometimes. You know, you start writing things down and saying, oh, we must put this in, must put that in, and before you know it, you've gone a bit school-like, and that's something you've got to try and avoid unless you actually are trying to follow the school, you know, if you're keeping in line with it. But as we're not, I've got to try and not do that, and it gets very difficult. I think that's maybe because Sian has gone to school in the past and it's what you've been used to, sort of ingrained in you, you know, but I try not to do that. So yeah, I've been looking at this. So what we're hoping to do is free up a Wednesday, kind of. So what I aim to do is maybe first thing in the morning when we get up, we'll do our reading sort of at breakfast time, get our reading done. Then we can go off shopping. Sian always comes shopping with us, and I think that's a good thing because Sian needs to learn to handle money in shop. She's a bit nervous about things like that, and you know, how much things cost and does she have enough money in that. So I think by her coming shopping with us and drawing attention to what the things are costing, what we're buying, what money we've got, you know, having enough to cover things, I think that's good practice for her really, because that's a skill she'll need when she's grown up. So I think that's a good thing anyway, that she does come with us. So it's not like she just sits at home and does her own thing or anything like that. She does actually come with us. So that to me is part of educational for her then. So we can do that and shopping. Then we can get back for a dinner time and have a bit of lunch, and then we can do a walk, have a good walk. I mean, I know we're aiming to have a walk every day, small walk. I mean, you've seen some of the walks. We go down by the river bank and that, where the castle is, and the weir, and that's our regular walk, so we can do that easily enough. But it might be nice if we can go on some walks. We've got other walks in the area, woodland walks and things like that. So if we can get more time then to do that in an afternoon, which is great because Sian can do her photography, and with that she takes a lot of photos when we go on local walks. So it's more of a chance really that she can use that day, then that afternoon, where she can do her photography and get a lot of pictures that she wants. Then when she comes back, she can sort them, print what she wants, and we've got the big green folder that I've shown you before. We were putting the photos in that she'd taken. So I thought that might be quite nice because walking is good for her, for all of us. It's like classed as a physical education, or PE as you probably know it. So it's good for that, and it, you know, she can do her photography at the same time. And of course nature studies is all combined in that, although she does a separate nature study thing at the moment where she picks something and she'll, you know, look it up. And maybe at the moment, say for example, you'd look up snowdrops and learn about snowdrops and go out and take a picture and put them in a book. So she's doing it like that at the moment, but I don't know, maybe we could incorporate it more sort of with the photography and with the walking, and nature all comes in with it. So I think, you know, that might be quite good, and that's what I'm toying with at the minute. Monday, when she does, Mondays is science, so Monday when she does a science, or when that's finished in 4 weeks time, I was thinking maybe just shuffling things around a bit. Maybe we could put the German that she does on a Wednesday, so we take that lesson from the Wednesday and put it onto a Monday in replacement of a science, because I found that we seem to have, like Mondays and Tuesdays, she has a lot of work on. She seems to, I don't know, a lot of written work then. She's got a lot of that, and it takes up more time. Monday and Tuesdays are her longer days. So I'm thinking what I want to do is, by shuffling things around a bit, sort of even them out a bit, and then freeing up the Wednesday to do like I've just told you. So yeah, because we always do our reading. Every day we do Bible reading and normal reading every day. So we just want to move things around. So what... like now at the moment she's doing a science. I think today she'll do a nature study. She'll pick something today for a nature study, and I always let her choose what she wants to do. Might be something she's seen out on one of the walks, and you know, she took a picture of, and we'll do it that way, or it's something that she just says and we'll look up. So it was a wolf one day, so we didn't see one of them on our nature walks. Something she had to sort of study and look up, but she likes wolves. So sometimes she just wants to do something that she likes rather than something she's actually seen out in nature. But yeah, So I was thinking, like, on a Monday, that I've jotted down, like, we'll carry on with the readings first thing that we do, and maths. Of course, she'll do a maths every day, which she won't need to do on a Wednesday, because if we're doing shopping and she's looking at prices and, you know, dealing with money that way, that's maths anyway. So the other 4 days she'll continue to do a maths. Probably Mondays we'll still do an H study, unless we do incorporate it into the walk and photography bit. You know, you write notes, but it doesn't mean to say you've got to stick to them. You know, you can move them around a bit and you see what works best. It's just your guideline, isn't it, really? When you do your timetables, it's just your guideline. And then you might set into a routine of doing it then, which becomes a little bit more permanent till you change it again. So, yeah, she does story writing on a Monday as well, although recently she's taken to writing poems, and she'll look at things around her and she'll write about them, or she'll make a poem up about them. She's quite good at like that. She looks at things and thinks straight away of something she can write. So she's been doing that on a Monday. So that's like doing her English, really. That's an English type lesson. So yeah, and she does a science. So like I was saying, when that's finished, I think I might switch to German that was on Wednesday, or it is on a Wednesday, and put that to the Monday. Tuesday again, we're going to keep with the Bible reading and normal reading in the morning, do maths again, and do a geography. Now, her Key Stage 3 geography book's finished, so what she's doing is country studies at the moment. I might have told you, some of you might not know, some of you might. So she's doing country studies. What she did, she wrote a whole list of every country down in the world, and she's going through each one, studying it and writing about it, each country. So that's what she's doing for a geography, because she finished the Key Stage 3 book. And she's not really into geography as in all the different things that it normally covers. She likes geography for the countries and like where they are and what's happening in the countries and things about countries. So she's into that kind of thing. And I thought what I might do as well then, because that does take her a while, a geography, because it's a lot of researching into different countries and writing it down. And then we print off, like, you get these, like a map of the country, and it's got the flag over it as well. So she does that, let's print that off at the start of each one, so you know what you're going into. But I thought what I might do is swap genealogy, put genealogy in that day, because what we're doing at the moment, we're putting in at the moment, what was we doing? Oh, a topic work on a Tuesdays. Now her topics are quite long. She's covered all kinds of things like Antarctica and Everest, and she's doing world leaders of World War II at the moment. So she writes quite a lot, because she's really interested in it. She writes a lot about it, and we get pictures and put pictures in as well. So that takes her quite a while. So we're thinking of taking that from Tuesdays, and I'm thinking I'm going to pop it on a Thursdays. And because I'm trying to even things out, because like with the story writing, that can take her a while, and a topic does take her a while. And of course the geography does as well, because she's researching all the countries. So I'm trying to put each one on a different day so that I can balance out the time, you know, that she's taking to do her lessons. We don't want, like at the moment, Mondays and Tuesdays are really long days. Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays are short days. So we want to balance it out. So yeah, and I'm thinking like on a Friday now, we'll have a history on a Friday. Now, she's finished the Key Stage 3 book. She's been doing some worksheets actually at the moment, some free Twinkle worksheets. I have shown them you. One was the Matchstick Girl, the Enola Holmes. I did show you that. What's that last one? Oh, and she's been doing some about Queen Elizabeth II as well, like the story of her from being a young girl. They were free sheets from Twinkle as well. So she's been doing them. So what I'm hoping to do now, I'm going to go and order a GCSE book on history and see how she gets on with that. Because what she wanted to do was a king and queen study. She was going to have done that for each monarch and the lives under each monarch, what it was like if you were well off or if you were a peasant, and you know, crime punishment, medicine, all that kind of thing, what it was like under each monarch. But she'd already started doing that in her self-led, and she's done reams and reams and reams on a laptop of it. So she's already started doing that. So can't really do it again for a history in a structured work. So yeah, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is order a GCSE Collins workbook, and we'll take it from there, see if she can do that. So really, because that leads me into, she's in year 9, and then if she was in school, they're starting to think about now picking their subjects ready for year 10, which 10 and 11 are your GCSE years. So Sian's friends and the ones at school are all picking their subjects, what they're wanting to be doing, looking into what they're wanting to do now for the GCSEs. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I should be thinking along them lines myself, letting Sian pick what she wants to do to evolve, you know, for her later years, where she wants to take it all. So I've got to try and relax some of these rules a bit. I mean, these are my ideas, but come September, things may change entirely, because like I say, there are GCSE years. Now she's faced with a choice. I mean, she's always had the option to go back to school anytime. I've often said to her, you know, do you want to go back to school? Do you want me to see if I get you in school? And she's always said no. I didn't want her to think that she'd got to stay at home because she'd made that choice originally. I didn't want to feel like I forced that choice on her, or she hadn't got any other choice. I wanted to make sure she knew she could go back any time she wanted, because it's an option, you know, what she wanted to do. And she's adamant she didn't want to go back to school. So now she won't ever be going back to school. She won't ever be enrolled in a school. But what she is looking at now, if she wanted to do like a traditional route of schooling, it'd be college, because homeschool children from age of 14 can go to college for their education, because now a school wouldn't take her on anyway, because she's not up to scratch with everything they do. She hasn't followed everything they've done, so she can't just walk into school now and pick out her options when they've no clue what, you know, she's even capable of. And certainly with the maths, she wouldn't be up to grade with the maths. But college have facilities, you know, where they can do all that. So now it wouldn't be a case of her going back to school. If she wanted to choose an educational route that's not homeschooling, it would be college. So come September, for a start of year 10, if she wanted to do that, she could, well, she'd have to enrol before then. Obviously, we'd have to enrol before then because they start in September. But now she's got that choice. We're looking now, do you want to do GCSEs? Do you want to do them from home? Or do you want to go into college and study as a student? Because then she can stay in college until she's 18, from 14 to 18. So there's all that to look at, whether she'll want to or not. A couple of times she's mentioned things about doing GCSEs, and I said, oh, do you want to do them? And she goes, no, not really, she says. It's just that people say you won't get a job, because all these people are going around there, oh, you won't get a job if you haven't got GCSEs, you know. Oh, dear me. Talk about sheep. But yeah, that's not true. That's not true at all. I don't agree with that one little bit. There's plenty of people out there with a ton of GCSEs, well, a ton of A-levels and university degrees and that, and they couldn't get jobs for love or money, couldn't get jobs, and the jobs they ended up taking was some jobs that anybody could have had, you know, factory workers and things like that, jobs that anybody could take, and yet they put themselves through all that and got all these university debts, and they're better off for it. But that's by the by, so I don't worry about things like that. And like I said to her, that's not true, you know. You'll get a job, you'll get what you want to get, you'll work for what you want to work for. What you get sort of early in your life might not be the same as what you do later in life. It can be completely different. But yeah, anyway, so we are faced with choices. There's lots of choices on the agenda coming up. Choices of how we work in the curriculum, because timetable. That's because I've been talking about the curriculum. Timetable, there's choices on there that we want to alter around and what we want to do. I'm going to get her a GCSE history book so she can start doing that. Next week now will be half term, so she'll be off that week, so hopefully I'll get a chance to get a book and maybe start it after half term for history and see how she goes with it. It gives her a taste of it as well beforehand, so maybe then she can make some decisions, sort of having an idea of what she'd be going into and what it's like, what they are. So I thought that might be quite good for her anyway. But there are choices coming up, choices of what lessons she wants to do, choices of whether she wants to go to college and start learning that. It will be a lot of hard work for her, I think, maths wise, but hopefully they've got departments that deal with all that kind of thing, because, you know, plenty of people going to college who have to resit maths, English, because they struggle with it and maybe couldn't do it. You know, there's lots of people that can't do things like that. Some can't do English, some can't do the maths, some struggle with both, and some other people just sail through it. We're all different. Wouldn't do to all be the same anyway, would it? But yeah, you know, so there's going to be something somewhere. I'm sure colleges, things like that somewhere. So that's a choice that she can look into, you know, what she wants to do there. If she doesn't want to go to college and she doesn't want to do GCSEs, then we'll just follow things of her interest and see what she wants to do. I think Sian would like to work with animals. She's very animal orientated. She's mad about animals, which is why I hope really that Hoppities takes off, because it's something she can do with animals and maybe evolve into something else, you know. But that's a way off yet. I don't think that's going to be done by Easter. Dean's busy working at the moment, and I just know by the time he's finished all this work, the heavens are going to open and we're going to have torrential rain, because it's been too dry this month. So we've got a lot of heavy rain coming our way. I just know it. March or April time, we're going to be awash. So that's going to put things back even more. So I don't know. We'll just aim for summer. When it happens, if it happens. If not, I'm going to sell the house and I'm just going to travel around and see the world. That's how I feel some days. Still, why not? People do. But yeah, so many choices for everything, isn't there? So many choices. But that's where we're at with Sian and schooling at the moment. That's why I've not really filmed a lot of her, because nothing much has changed at the minute. And then we've been following all the things we've been telling you about previously. Like I say, I want to tweak the timetable a bit, work a bit more on it, try and level out the days of working. Wednesdays, I want it to be very relaxed, no structured work, just like shopping and, well, reading. We'll do reading, because she can do that over breakfast time anyway. Reading, go off shopping, get her more involved in that, because that's an important thing for her to do. And then do the walking for the physical education and do a photography in with it, and maybe a nature study will go in with that. I don't know how that'll pan out. It has to be done, you know, to know what happens. We'll see. And then we're going to concentrate more on the other things then. She might change her mind about things she wants to do. I don't know. But you know, my worst thing, my biggest downfall and worst thing is, because she'll start doing something, you give her a nice new pristine book to write in and it's lovely, and you'll do so many pages and then maybe not want to do that subject no more. And I've got all the rest of this book and it's all written up nicely, title on the front. I think, no, we've got to finish the book, we've got to get to the end of the book, because this is my OCD. I am, you know, got to have it all right and all organised and go to the end of the book with it. Oh dear, I'm terrible. I wish I wouldn't do that. But yeah, that's the worst thing. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'll let you know what lessons she's doing as it progresses. I think maybe more now we'll be starting going a bit more self-led way, especially if she doesn't choose to go to college and she doesn't want to study for GCSEs. I mean, just because she's not doing them now, and I'm always saying this, just because she's not doing them now, and maybe you've got a child who's the same, who just does not want to do them now, that doesn't mean to say sometime in the future they won't do some, or they won't do any. You know, they've got a whole lifetime ahead of them. It doesn't have to be now. It just does not have to be now. They have got the whole life ahead of them that they can choose to do that. And shop and change as many times as they want with careers and things like that. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to go with the flow a bit now. But it is like a new transitioning period we are coming up to, because it is like years 10 and 11. I have to think about that, because when I was at school, you went to secondary school, and it started at year 1, 2, 3, you know, like that. And there was nothing for sixth form, it was just sixth form. But yeah, I think year 10 and 11 now, we're transitioning to that phase, which is a key stage 4 phase. So we're looking at transitioning over into that, starting to think about things Sian might want to do. And of course, there's the option, if she wants to go to college, then sorting that out. So we are going to head now for a new phase of education in one way or another. So yeah, I've just sort of pop on today and just let you know what we're doing with her at the moment. I mean, nothing greatly has changed. Like I say, that's why we've not focused much on it. Now, when I order this GCSE history book, I will show you that when I get that. Hopefully sort of next week's half term, so I will try and get ordered so she's got it for when we restart again. And I'll show you what they look like then, what that's like. I'm interested to see myself, and I'm sure Sian is as well. So yeah, we'll do that. And I mean, there might be more GCSE books if she chooses to stay at home, carry on home education. There might be more she'll do. Just because she's not going to do exams doesn't mean to say she can't have a go at the GCSE workbooks. It gives her an idea, you know, and for if ever she did want to do it. And it's more meatier subjects for her as well, because she's done the others, and like with history, she loves it and it's so easy for her. She wants something a bit meatier to do. So yeah, it might be, you know, worth having a few. I'll have a look what's around. So anyway, I didn't intend to stay on too long. I talk too much. So I'm going to love and leave you now, and Sian's actually working at the moment. I think she's doing a story work at the moment, so I'm going to go and see what she's doing, and I've got household chores to do. Oh, I hate Mondays, there's always washing. So I'm going to go and do that, and hopefully I'll catch you at some point in the week, and we'll have a natter or catch up on whatever's happening, whether it's something outdoors or something indoors, or just simply we'll sit and just have a natter. We'll see. So take care, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.